If you have stories in your life that taught you something new, there's a really good chance that people want to hear them. And if those stories led you to create the company that you now own, there's an even greater chance that those stories will help you to attract an amazingly supportive and loyal customer base. Countless brands have shown us that time and time again, stories are what connect us. Stories are what connect us as a species. When we resonate with somebody's stories, we actively choose to support their company and their brand. Stories transform possible buyers into brand loyalists. Fortunately, in our modern world, sharing your story can also improve your organic search engine rankings and increase your following on social media. I want you to think about the last time you made a purchase based on the founder's story. How do you think that sharing your own story with the press or via podcast could impact your search engine rankings? The screen in front of you shows you the podcast show that I launched. It's now playing in 36 countries on more than 10 platforms. That means each time we interview one person, they get 10 backlinks. 8 of them are from these huge brands, such as Apple, Spotify, and Google itself. How do you think that impacts the website that is linked to in the founder's bio? It's gold. Each of those websites that we publish my own podcast to has a very high domain authority. I mean, one of them is Google itself. How do you think Google ranks its own domain authority? There are some podcasts that only publish to one platform. Those are great if you need to practice being interviewed before you go for some of the bigger podcasts that are published to multiple platforms. You also have guest posting. Through guest posting, you can acquire backlinks by collaborating with other people in your niche and gain exposure to a new audience. And press coverage, I mean, my gosh, we all know how amazing press coverage can be for a startup. These 3 tend to have a positive impact on your social media reach. Simply because when you start posting that you've been featured, interviewed, and quoted by other reputable brands, it boosts your own credibility, thought leadership, and the way that people view you. But press coverage can have a negative impact on conversion and retention. And I'll explain why in a minute. So podcast interviews and guest posts tend to be gold across, but press coverage can be red on 2 squares. Why do you think that is? Let's say that you decide to pitch to a few top-tier publications that have a lot of readers. You get the news coverage that you've been dying for, and you have 100,000 people come to your website tomorrow. What if half of these people end up needing to contact customer support? Do you have the bandwidth to respond to queries submitted by 50,000 people in one afternoon? When 50,000 people can't get through to chat support, best case, they leave, causing you to have a high churn rate and very low retention. Worst case, they vent to social media. If they vent about your startup on social media, your PR win just turned into a PR nightmare. I personally experienced this painful process twice early on in my career. And those 2 experiences are what led these last 2 columns to be added to my growth framework. So when I put a red box here, what I mean is this is a very dangerous territory that can kill your company. It can be very powerful if it's gold. If it's a gold square, it will almost always bring you gold. Amazing growth results. If it's red, it's best to wait until you can turn it into gold before you pursue it. If you want to know if this is red for you and you want to know how to turn it into gold, honestly, you just have to call me. I tried creating a guide for this, but there are so many tiny nuances for every unique business model that there's no one solution to turn this gold. So, why are podcast interviews and guest posts both solid gold? In my experience, opportunities in these two channels tend to correlate with your own size. The people who run these channels have time, or their VAs do their homework. So before you're invited on something like the Tony Robbins podcast, the Tim Ferriss show, or the 9x90 show, someone from that team will look to see if your brand is big enough to support the needs of their interested listeners. But shouldn't this happen with press coverage as well? Absolutely. But the speed at which the three operate are not even remotely comparable. A large majority of the people working in the press, in the areas where you want to be published, are under insane deadlines, 24/7. I cannot tell you how many times I've come to my inbox to see a request for a quote with a 4 to 10 hour window to respond. If you've ever been the guest on a podcast or submitted a guest post to another platform, you know that it might take weeks before the podcast actually gets recorded, and a few more weeks before it is published. Journalists do not get the same luxury of time. If you want to learn more about this subject, there's a really great book by Ryan Holiday called Trust Me Online: Confessions of a Media Manipulator. So how would you measure the impact that podcasts, PR, and guest posting has on your company? The first thing to look at is traffic referred from those publication outlets. The next thing would be changes in your gross revenue, CAC, churn, lifetime value, and the percentage of traffic that completes your goals. If you're guest posting and you're getting a lot of referral traffic, but that referral traffic isn't converting, then you may want to reevaluate where you're guest posting and what you're writing about. Okay, now on to our fifth tactic, affiliate programs. I want you to think about the last time one of your close friends recommended their new favorite restaurant to you. Didn't you want to try it? To be honest, more than half of the things I own were purchased after a recommendation from a trusted advisor, friend, or family member. If that's the pull our personal connections have over us, how much stronger is the influential power of a professional role model or trusted news outlet? Who in here is a member of a referral program? What is the program? And what is the reward you get for participating? An affiliate program is very similar to a referral program. Affiliate programs tend to have a positive impact on your organic search engine rankings because affiliates tend to know their audience best. And they only use your links to promote your brand when they believe that they can profit off of their audience by doing so. This means that the traffic that comes to you via your affiliates has a tendency to spend more time on your website and to be more of a ready and able buyer, leading to a win-win for you and your affiliate. All of this being said, how do you believe an affiliate program would impact your search engine rankings? We already discussed it's gold. But how would it impact your social media reach? Affiliate marketing rarely impacts your organic social media reach because affiliates are not motivated to promote your social media profiles. They know that they will only be paid a commission if a buyer goes through their affiliate links to your website to make the purchase, and because of this, they will push people to use those links to go to your website, not your social media profiles. How would it impact your conversion and retention? Affiliate marketing tends to have a positive impact on conversion and retention because successful and influential affiliates evaluate whether or not you offer something that their following wants to buy before they even apply to be your affiliate. How would it impact your internal company operations and processes? This tends to be a gold. simply because the affiliates are qualifying your brand before they decide if they're going to link back to you. How would you measure the impact? Traffic referred from those affiliate pages, changes in gross revenue, CAC, churn, lifetime value, and the percentage of traffic that completes the goal are all really great ways to track whether or not and measure whether or not affiliate programs are working for you. One final note on affiliate programs: there are multiple platforms out there that offer you the opportunity to be part of an affiliate directory. The different platforms have different ways that they control the quality of the publishers. And so you may notice that you apply to one platform and the traffic you're getting is complete garbage. It's not working for you, it's not converting. But then you apply to another platform like Impact, and you notice that everybody that comes to your site is actually a qualified and eager buyer. So when you're looking at affiliate marketing, if you find that it's not performing best for you, I highly recommend trying a few different directories or platforms such as commissionjunction.com. There's ShareASale, there's Ebates, Rakuten bought them. Who else? Impact and Skimlinks, to name a few. Okay, the last final stretch, the last revenue growth strategy we are going to discuss. Do you take notes at the seminars and work conferences that you attend? Have you ever increased your following or improved your search engine rankings by attending a seminar? I don't know if you know who Noah Kagan is, but he recently published this great list to LinkedIn. I want you to read number 5. I'll read it with you. When you read about it, it's generally too late. Find things before others. This applies strictly, or it applies to growth hacking and growth strategies. This is one testimonial that you can find on my website. Addie is consistently using new growth hacks before 99% of the population knows they exist. She leverages new developments, tools, and strategies 6 to 18 months before they appear in the top 5 things to know. Medium articles written by cutting-edge digital marketing gurus. Another client, she's one of my fastest growing clients, is notorious for calling me up to ask what my newest growth concoction is. She is such a firm believer in this that she won't touch it if it is not a freshly designed growth strategy. We've discussed 5 strategies that we know will get us results. I thought it wouldn't be an authentic MD9 experience if we didn't end with a taste of a freshly minted strategy. So we are now going to dive into a growth strategy that I designed just last week. I call it the Hall Play, after the author of the marketing book Top of Mind, John Hall. It is a clear plan of action for how you could use attending seminars to build your own following and gain traction. Head back over to our secret page at md9.co and click on the Hall Play. You will see the step-by-step instructions on how to implement it. They look something like this. Basically, with the Hall Play, what you want to do at your next seminar is take notes. After the event, ask the speaker questions and tell them, hey, I'd love to give you a recommendation on LinkedIn if you're able to connect. They might say no because they've reached their maximum number of connections, or their company controls their profile. If they say yes, I have a guide on how to write them a high quality type of recommendation that leads to a few backlinks. If you follow that guide, you'll be able to write a recommendation that they want to feature on their website or multiple websites, and that's where the backlinks come in. You want to speak with other attendees about what they found most helpful about the event and connect with them on LinkedIn. Next, publish your notes from the event to your personal website and send the link to the session notes to the people you met at the event. Share the notes on LinkedIn and tag the other attendees in the comments section of the post with personal notes such as, Looking back on our conversation about this, that, or the other thing, I thought you might enjoy the notes I finally got around to publishing. Review the notes weekly. Use Excel to keep track of how the actionable steps from this event help to improve your business or job performance. And after a few weeks of consistently increasing performance, turn these notes and this Excel into a case study. You want to send this case study along with a thank you note to the speaker. Best case scenario, the speaker shares this case study on their website and future event pages, along with the testimonial, thereby tying your personal brand with the reputation to the reputation of this esteemed person. This will tend to have a positive impact on your search engine rankings. If and when the speaker links back to you because of the testimonial, and when they link back to you because of the case study. It tends to have a positive impact on your social media reach when you engage with the other people that you met at the event and tell them to look at your notes. Because people will then flag you as somebody who's in the know. And moving forward, anytime you go to another event and you do the same thing, they're more likely to engage with that content and keep coming back to you as a trusted resource. This leads to a positive impact on conversion and retention simply because it's getting people trickling into your brand that really trust you. So it's pulling in people that are most likely to be brand loyalists and to stay with your brand for a long period of time. This also tends to have a positive impact on your internal company operations and processes because it doesn't drag in 300,000 people in one afternoon. It trickles people in and it gets your brand growing via word of mouth. Hey, I met this guy at this really cool seminar 3 months ago. Look at what he's done in the past 3 months. Things like that end up doing very well for you and for your brand. How would you measure the impact of this strategy? You would look at the session time on your site, see if there's an increase in traffic, and look at which pages are viewed and for how long. If your page notes from an event have a short session time, a very high bounce rate, and they tend to be exit pages, then this might not be the best solution for your business. If they're the entrance pages, meaning people are linking back to bookmarking and sharing this exact page, and they have a longer session time, a low bounce rate, this is a great strategy and it's already working for you. As far as search engine optimization goes. But next you want to look at how it impacts your gross revenue, CAC, churn, lifetime value, and the percentage of traffic that completes a goal. If it does not have an impact on that the first time, don't worry. It usually takes 5 to 10 times of running through a strategy before you're able to look at the data and say, hey, this is really working well, or hey, this is not so great for our company. In your Excel, you should notice that you have an extra column that I don't in the PowerPoint. You have one column that links to examples and another column that links to guides and tools to help you implement these strategies. If you get stuck and want my help, you can call me at md9.co/Addy. If you enjoyed connecting with this group tonight, join the SEO for Revenue Growth channel at 9apple.co/Slack. That's where I'll be uploading this presentation. If you enjoyed tonight's workshop and you'd like a copy of the recording, it will be uploaded to addypineapple.com/speaking and md9.co/SEO. If you enjoyed this workshop and all the hard work that went into making it happen, then please give Julio Pope your regards. And thank you to everyone who made tonight possible. Julio Pope of the EIR and EIR of WeWork Labs. And to Viandabox and Drink Candela for providing us with sustenance throughout this event.